Hey guys, welcome back to Resistance Chicks. Here we are. We have gone ahead a day. It's now November 4th. Haha, on election night. It's 12:45 a.m. if you're here in Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what is going on with our lighting. It's probably the background there, so sorry about that, guys. Kelly wanted me to put my white hat on, but I think all it ended up doing was making us look more dark than we should be. But anyway.
Let's tell you the big news first.
Joe's got to go to bed.
Joe has to go to bed.
Joe, that's to me big news. He came out just now and he said, we feel really good. And everything that we're about to tell you, he said the opposite of where they are at. Right? Am I right about that? Oh, you left the speaker upstairs?
Yeah.
Did you plug it in?
They'll hear the TV.
Okay.
Mostly. First, I'm gonna play this clip for you, and you go to my Twitter and play it for your family and friends who voted for Joe Biden, and just say why.
This is my son, Bo Biden,
Let me introduce you to my granddaughter. This is my son, Bo Biden.
You helped elect to the Senate in Delaware.
Who you helped elect to the Senate in Delaware.
This is my granddaughter, Natalie.
I got the wrong.
Natalie. This is Bo's daughter, and we're out campaigning together. And then Hunter's number 2, who goes to school here in Philly. This is my granddaughter, Finnegan Biden. In addition to my granddaughter, this is my son, Bo Biden, who a lot of you helped elect to the Senate in Delaware. This is my granddaughter, Natalie. This is Bo's daughter, and we're out campaigning together. And then Hunter.
He grabs the wrong girl. He grabs Finnegan, who is Hunter's daughter, and calls her Natalie. And then he proceeds to call Finnegan Bo, and thanking you for electing Bo to the Senate. And that's your president.
No, it's not.
No, that's the guy that you want. That's for the left. That's who they want to be president. All right, so Fox News, if you guys have been watching them, you're going to come to us, you're going to be really disappointed, you're really going to be, like, probably laid out flat. I want you to do something. I want you to go to, where's the link? I want you to go to Cloud TV, with a K. KLOWD TV. That is where you can get One American News Network. They are being cautious, they are being comforting, they are being encouraging, and they still see the path for Donald Trump to win, whereas Fox News irresponsibly called Arizona early for Joe Biden. Now let me tell you why that was so irresponsible.
So if you're just joining us, like 412, you're upset about losing Arizona. We have not lost Arizona. Do not believe these people. If you're not watching a very, very trusted network, and Fox News is not one
you
right
need
now.
To be watching. Guys, it's not your fault. Fox News has been running interference for the Democrats. They have a Democratic pollster.
They're talking about suing Fox News over this.
Right, exactly. So Jason Miller from the Trump campaign says Fox News is a complete outlier in calling Arizona, and the other media outlets should not follow suit. There are still over 1 million Election Day votes out there waiting to be counted. We pushed our people to vote on Election Day, but now Fox News is trying to invalidate their votes. We only need 61% of the outstanding, uncounted Election Day votes in Arizona to win.
That's easy.
These votes are coming in from our counties. And the 61% figure is very likely based on and doable on what our other Election Day votes are looking like. Fox News should retract. Now, Tucker Carlson called them out. It was widely reported that Fox News retracted it. Then it was widely reported that they have not retracted it. Not only did Jason Miller call that out, but the very own governor, Doug Ducey of Arizona, says this. It is far too early to call the election in Arizona. Election Day votes are not fully reported, and we haven't even started to count early ballots dropped off at the polls. In Arizona, we protected Election Day. Let's count the votes, all the votes, before making declarations. Now, like Michelle said, Republicans are more likely, if they get an absentee ballot, to drop it off at the poll. There was the 96-mile Trump train
It's
in Arizona. So don't tell me we've lost that yet. So I want you to keep your heads up high. I'm keeping my own head up high. Benny had said, I just got off the phone with the senior Trump campaign advisor. Fox News is behaving like a super PAC for the DNC tonight.
Exactly.
People are dropping Fox News like hot potatoes. They would go to Fox News for hope, like they did in 2016.
Right.
Because there still is hope. Why would you wipe out people's hope? Why would you act worse than CNN and ABC? Mm-hmm. I don't know what's going on at Fox News, but it is designed to gut us.
Aren't they owned by the Koch brothers?
No.
They're owned by some liberal...
Yeah.
Whoever's.
I have no idea what they're thinking. We will win. They have misled America. Who is going to be fired for this at Fox News? All right. Here is a clip of Tucker Carlson calling out people on his own network.
In some very specific ways, we, the media, I participated in it for 30 years, have not been credible. We have lost trust. And that's just, I think that's really bad. And it's something that we need to fix. And the obvious problem is something we said we were going to correct in 2016, which is we don't know anybody who votes for Trump. And so you really got the sense watching everybody that, like, you know, it's kind of embarrassing to support Trump or whatever. And that's why the rallies were such a huge shock to a lot of people. In the last week, all these people unapologetically saying, I love Donald Trump. And it's like, I've never met anybody who says something. Who are these people? We have a huge problem in our business with being cut off from the country we cover. And I would say a lot of power centers in this country have that problem, but we have it in the media, and I really sincerely hope we fix it, because we're moving toward like zero credibility, and that's bad.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to Molly Hemingway earlier in the show about the president and his supporters feeling like he was not running only against Joe Biden, but was running against a lot of the media as well. He couldn't get on some of those rallies. We aired rallies from Democrats and the president throughout this process. But they always felt like it was an uphill battle. He still has a path to 270 tonight. And as Britt mentions every few minutes, the betting odds are increasing for President Trump.
Well, they are. And I have to say, because I think I'm bitter about it, and it's worth being bitter about. We found out in the final days of this campaign that members of the president's family were under an active FBI investigation into business deals that we, I think, pretty conclusively proved he knew about, parts of which he approved of. Tony Bobulinski was a direct participant in those conversations with the former vice president, not accusing him of a crime, but merely saying he was involved. And that story was utterly squelched. Bobulinski's name wasn't mentioned on any other channel apart from Fox News. It was completely ignored on purpose, not because it wasn't newsworthy. It most certainly was newsworthy, but because they were taking a partisan position on behalf of a presidential candidate. Now, it's not just a matter of being annoyed that the media are liberal or whatever. They've always been liberal. That's fine. I'm not mad about that. I accept it as reality. Why it's scary is that on a night like tonight, the whole country, 350 million of us, will only know who the president is when the media tell us.
Yeah, that's really good. So, Leah, I'm wondering, you know, if you're just joining us, the British Reactor says, who's winning, wanting to know where we are at. I'm going to pull up this map. The one that I have up, it's supposed to be real time. Here, this is the one that the election wizard has, Leah. This is the actual, and Leah can help me if we need to make any corrections here. So let's look at this map here. All right, so right now we do know Ohio is called, Florida is called, Texas is called. Okay, we're still waiting on Arizona. That's huge. We're waiting on Wisconsin. We're waiting on Minnesota,
and we have Nebraska, but they have a split electoral vote, so we're waiting on part of Nebraska.
Okay, now Pennsylvania we will not find out about till tomorrow.
Nebraska,
sure.
We're waiting on one vote from Nebraska.
Okay, just one though. Looks like there's two strikes
One vote is for sure is in Maine for Biden.
Okay. So, but the other two that are available?
Three
that are available could go Trump.
Possibly.
We don't know yet.
Right.
All right. So what we're looking at here in the northeastern part of this,
people are calling Georgia and North Carolina for Trump. So you could add the 31 to that.
Oh, this is not an interactive map. It's part of the interactive map, but this one I can't.
So that
interact.
would put Trump at 241, and he still would need 29 from there. So
which are going to be easy because I think that Wisconsin is going to be a win. I think that Michigan is going to be a win.
So basically this. If Georgia and North Carolina go for Trump,
right,
then we need either Pennsylvania or Michigan and Wisconsin. We don't need Arizona, but it would be nice.
Right.
People are calling Montana for Trump. That would be 3, but it doesn't really help
I think
much.
Montana only has like 55% in. The reason, and you're going to get into Arizona here in a second, and probably
We kind of did.
We did.
Yeah.
Well, the reason. Okay, then go back to Minnesota. They had called, Fox News called Minnesota and we're still, I want to say 24% out.
Yeah, we're still looking at votes that could swing Trump. Some of the big news coming out tonight is that Trump is overperforming, and if for some reason Arizona did go for Biden, you have to recognize that's John McCain country. John McCain was the Republican behind the Steele dossier.
Right.
His wife, Cindy McCain, came out and said she's supporting Joe Biden.
Right.
And Trump and John McCain have been, bitter enemies.
Right.
So Arizona is the outlier. And what really, I think, gutted Republicans was thinking that Wisconsin and Michigan and Pennsylvania would follow Arizona.
Right.
Where Arizona would be if it did, but I don't think it did. I think it's going to turn back around because Arizona had the 96-mile Trump train.
Yeah.
The counties left are Trump counties. They're people who they're not counted yet. So we have to wait to see which way those flip.
Keep in mind that in 2016, they had to walk back states that they had prematurely called for Hillary Clinton.
Right.
And we just kept holding on.
Yeah.
And that's what you have to do with this. Guys, I still am so confident. I'm 100% confident Trump will win. Okay. The question will be, how long will it take for some of these straggler states that are digging their heels in their sand? Pennsylvania
Stop
stopped counting the mail-in ballots.
On purpose.
Because they needed to figure out how many they needed to find tomorrow.
Right.
It's not going to matter, though. I believe that we will know from these other states, and Pennsylvania be like, you know what? Forget you guys thinking you're the most important, because you're not.
So Trump is overperforming in Michigan, and he's overperforming in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And Georgia, I thought, was a lock already for Trump, but, we'll see.
They're talking about John James.
In Michigan. Winning. So when Tucker Carlson, the highest rated host in the history of cable news, is calling for the firing of people at Fox News, there is going to be a massive shakeup. Truly an embarrassment for Fox News. What a disaster for this guy, Chris Steyerwall. We told you guys in the beginning of the night, Chris Steyerwall is a Democrat. He voted for Hillary Clinton. They were trying to get us to, they're trying to post a narrative so Biden could go to bed.
And that's what happened.
Back over tomorrow and see what we need.
He came out. We're doing really good. They've called Arizona for us. They've called Minnesota for us. We're looking good in Wisconsin and Michigan and even Georgia. Who knew that? And we're gonna. And I told you guys all along. I'm giving you the Biden speech. You don't have to listen to it. I told you all along that it would take a few days. We could know as early as tomorrow morning, but it could take a while. Every vote has to be counted.
Elections always go Ohio, Florida.
Yep.
They really don't go.
I can't remember the last time Ohio went contrary to the
Ohio and Florida
the presidential
Trump is currently
results.
Leading in a county that includes Flint, Michigan. The county that was an inner city county with the bad water. That increased turnout this year appears to be non-college working class, and it's going for Trump.
Wow.
Now, let me go ahead and give you this. Now, this is crazy. Look at Kenosha, Wisconsin. This is from ABC News.
Years ago, he's on top in a big way, and we have
Kenosha was where we saw the riots in Wisconsin.
to talk about Kenosha, because it's interesting what's happening here. Half the vote is in, right? But Donald Trump barely won this 4 years ago. There was huge protest because of the shooting of Jacob Blake, social unrest in the streets. It got national attention. Donald Trump right now is up here in a major way. This is not good for Democrats. Like I said, those swing counties aren't going for Democrats right now. One more county I want to talk about, Sauk County. Obama had this. It swung for President Trump 4 years ago. It was very tight. He's up there as well. We also like Sauk County because it's the home of the International Clown Hall of Fame.
I hate clowns.
Oh my gosh. Lender says North Carolina is very close. I really believe North Carolina is going to go for Trump. I don't think we have to worry about
Donald
that.
Trump says, we are up big. Now, so let's get to real Donald Trump here. Real Donald Trump. Hey, real Donald Trump. Real Donald Trump.
Oh, there he went. There he
2
goes.
tweets in the last hour. Let's see. He says, oh my gosh. They censored the president's tweet. We are up big, but they are still trying to steal the election. We will never let them do it. Votes cannot be cast after the polls are closed. And then Twitter put that behind an election interference thing.
Oh my gosh.
Donald Trump says, I will be making a statement tonight. A big win. So let's go to...
Jesus and Alan say Fox just called Iowa for Trump. That's 6 electoral votes there in Iowa, which when people were talking about that 269 tie split possibility, votes like Iowa, Electoral College votes like Iowa can put you over on that.
Wisconsin, Trump up 4 points with 91% reporting, but they called Biden.
Unbelievable. Yeah, Wisconsin should be a call at this point.
Wisconsin should be a call.
At 91% with him being up for 4 points.
But get this. Wisconsin was seen as bluer than Michigan.
So Michigan's going to... Here's the deal. What we were talking about with Florida, that is going to directly kind of translate to these northern states kind of up where we are.
And if you guys...
I think they call it the Rust Belt.
One American News you have to sign up for. We call it on Cloud TV with a K. But you can watch Newsmax, which is a step up from Fox News, and that's what the White House is watching.
Right. On Facebook, Ohio was won by Trump, says Gregory. Yes, it was.
Race
Yes,
on
it was.
Newsmax. Of course. Of course we are. We got it on every single TV right there.
All right, so that is the important
Smart
point.
man.
Everybody needs the White House is tuning in, watching us. All right. So,
Well, thank you guys for calling Florida too. I mean, we're waiting on some of the other networks to call Florida. I don't know what they're waiting for. It's pretty obvious when you look what's out, when you see the margin right now. Thank you guys for actually making the call on that.
well, it's pretty obvious, right? The data that we have, guys, is pretty obvious on that state right now.
empirical data.
Andrew, thank you so much for your time.
It's
We
empirical
appreciate
data.
it.
All right, so Paul says Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, Pennsylvania, and Minnesota, they will be finding bags of early votes, disposing of Trump County mail-in ballots, terrible development. Don't worry about those states. Honestly, don't, because we will know tonight about Arizona for sure.
Remember when Joe Biden said not to worry, we have the most extensive voter fraud organization in history.
Secondly, we're in a situation where we have put together, and you guys did it for our the President Obama's administration before this. We have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics.
Yep, he said that. We covered that on our show.
He did.
Yep.
All right.
Mom says that Greg Hunter was kicked off of live stream. You know, I wouldn't put anything past them. I will say that because all of us are streaming right now, it's possible it was a glitch, but, you know, it could be they just kicked him off. Honestly.
Let's see. It looks like DCC chairwoman, that's a Democratic organization that tries to get people to be Democrat candidates.
Right.
Cherry Bustos. She is currently trailing her GOP challenger, Esther Joy, by 1,000 votes with 97 reporting. That would be a major GOP scalp.
Wow. Actually, her name is Esther Joy King. Whoever your parents were or are named you proper.
So Joe Biden says, keep the faith, guys. We're going to win this. And Election Wizard says, highly unlikely.
On Facebook, we've got Patrick says, Jim Crow Joe Biden just made his little speech to his worthless base. Pray for our president. The Democrats are crooked.
Now, Nevada's a pretty crazy place right now. Trump is up 23,000 votes, thanks to massive rural vote.
Mm-hmm.
But will Las Vegas and Reno,
that have not come in yet,
that are Democrat, will they say, we want to open up the casinos again, we want to live again, we're going to vote for Trump?
Right. Horatio says, I'm seeing a lot of confident early calls, like 45% of the count for Biden, which seems a bit premature for me. I'm not used to the U.S. calling, but they'd never called that early in the UK.
So Election Wizard, who favors Trump, says the president is still on track to win around 300 electoral votes. Republicans should maintain the Senate, but are unlikely to flip the House. That would be tough.
I know. I was really holding out for that. I really, really want to see that. But let's wait and see what happens in California. I think there's a few
and Oregon becomes the
there.
first U.S. state to decriminalize possession of all drugs, cocaine, heroin, meth, for personal use.
Holy smokes. Okay.
I wonder what they're going to do with, like, can I just buy my Mucinex now? Or am I still going to have to sign for it?
That's a good question. Patricia on Facebook says, hi, girls. Remember me stitching Haven? What a night. Confident God will prevail. Hannah says, Steven Crowder had almost 100,000 kicked off of live stream.
Wow.
That's unbelievable.
So, by the way, Real Clear Politics had Trump +1 in Texas. Trump is winning Texas by +6.
Of course he is. Here on Periscope, Mary Alice says, Biden is going to bed and will wake up shocked when he loses decisively. She also wants to know, where are you gals? I'm fairly new to following you. We're here in Ohio that has gone Trump, which of course, hey, Ohio calls presidential races consistently, by the way. Alan says, CNN, MSNBC have blue for Arizona and they took it off. Cool. Good for them. So that's on Periscope. Are they delayed here? Everyone had Arizona blue. Yeah, everyone had Arizona. Not everyone had Arizona blue, but it is far too premature to be calling Arizona for
yeah. So,
Biden.
And by the way, seeing the underwhelming numbers for the Democrats in Michigan, they needed to overwhelm. Trump won Michigan by 11,000, so they needed to come up with 11,000 more votes. Trump came up with thousands and thousands of more votes. And Biden's not meeting Hillary's numbers in Michigan. For example, Trump is running 13 points behind in Wayne County, which is Detroit, and he lost this by 37 points in 2016.
Guys.
So it's so close in Michigan that it's going to be it's impossible for when Trump did those rallies in Michigan. What he did was he pumped people up. With 56,000 people showing up in Michigan, right? 56,000 people. Okay, they have registered.
One rally.
The Trump campaign has registered more people in the Trump campaign registered 100,000 people in Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
they registered people in Ohio. They registered people in Michigan, and at the rallies, there were so many newly registered people or Dems who are voting. And here's the kicker. Democrats who are voting for Trump.
Right. So keep that in mind, because at a lot of these rallies, we were getting reports that in the 20 to 25% range of the people that were there were Democrats. Okay, so when we look at these, when we look at these coming out, are they Democrat ballots or are they actual Democrat votes?
Or are they? Yeah. Here's the thing: are these numbers representing Democrats not showing up, or Democrats showing up and voting for Donald Trump?
That's interesting.
When these numbers tighten like that, from 37 to 13,
that's good.
That's got to be at least part.
Yeah,
Democrats who are in Democrat counties.
I understand, right?
Saying, I'm voting, because when they sign up for the rally tickets, they'll say, I'm a registered Republican, not registered Democrat, and they've seen somewhere upwards of a 25% of some of these rallies be I'm a Democrat or undecided and I'm voting for Trump, or I'm unregistered and I'm voting for Trump.
Yeah.
And so when you're seeing the overperforming of Trump,
that's what
people are going to spin it and say it's more Republicans coming out.
Right.
But it's probably more working class Democrats.
Right.
who thought, well, I'll just vote for Hillary and then recognize this 4 years. How many people said, after what they did for Kavanaugh, I'll never be a Democrat? Brandon Straka's walk-away movement, he voted for Hillary.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that the overperforming, this is how the power got to me, the overperforming in the states of Michigan, in Wisconsin, in Pennsylvania, have got to be not more Republicans getting out to vote, but Democrats voting Republican.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because of the walk-away movements, because of the
huge.
50 Cent, because of the Kanye West even.
What was the other guy's name? Little Pimp?
Little Pimp.
Little Pimp?
Pimp.
Oh, Pip sounds better. Horatio says that newly registered vote is important because they won't drop the same as the usual none of the above / unaffiliated vote. Exactly. Well said.
Looks like Representative Chip Roy, Republican from Austin, has defeated Democrat Wendy Davis and won re-election in U.S. House District 21.
Nice. So that's just a seat that we're holding, which we like that too. That's good news. We don't always have to win the seat, like take it, flip it in order for it to be a victory.
Zapata County, Texas, hasn't voted Republican for president since 1920. Trump lost it 66-33 in 2016. Tonight, with 84% reporting, he's winning it
52-47.
What are we saying? What are we saying here? Democrats voting for Trump.
Yep.
These are Democrats
These
voting
are
for Trump.
yes.
This is a bipartisan vote. When you see people voting for Donald Trump,
it's Ronald Reagan all over again.
I wanted to see where are the walk away, because I have seen in my own Twitter account, I told Michelle there's thousands. Yeah. I said there could be at least 100 or 2 or 3 or 400,000 previous Democrats who they're not just switching because they want to kind of switch. They are the woke. Right. They are waking up to the real truth. They're the red pilled. They're the people who got angry at Kavanaugh. They're the people who didn't like the impeachment. Yeah. They're the people who don't like the Kenosha, Wisconsin, going for Trump. Okay?
I told you those riots would turn out to bite them in the butt.
The lead for Arizona is shrinking. We'll see if this continues. So just pray God can move. We don't believe in cheating, but angels can do things.
No, you don't need to. Listen, you don't need a miracle when there's 1 million votes out.
Trump is on track to
hold
Georgia.
Hold and wait a second.
But we're not going to call it just yet.
I'm still so excited. You know, they talk about these different paths. The path to 270, the path to 270. You know, on election night of 2016, Trump has relived that over and over and over again. And he's going to do the same exact thing for 2020.
113,000 election day votes have now been counted. Trump is winning over 64%. They need 61% of those to hold. So we're at 64%.
Say that again.
113 of those election day those votes have counted.
Of the million. Okay.
And 60.
So we got a tenth of that in.
So Trump is winning 64% of them. Woo-hoo-hoo.
I'm so happy. Oh, man.
We're looking at Maine. It looks like Susan Collins is up by a wide margin.
Good for her.
By a wide margin.
Patriot Gallery says Tennessee called win for Trump. Good job, Tennessee.
All right, guys. I think we're going to sign off, and we'll probably do one more show.
We'll probably, yeah. All right, I'm going to schedule it for 2:30. How about that?
Okay. Ready? For the record, and I really can't stand my governor, Mike DeWine.
Can't stand him. He's called me so many times. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to listen to him. He comes up on my answer machine.
I think Trump won Ohio by 8 last time. And he said he felt like Ohio would go down, but Michelle and I are like, but we count because we are 2 more votes.
That's right. That's right. We put it over the top.
I know so many other people who are voting for Trump in Ohio that didn't vote for him before. Now, so again, for the record, all the major polls had Biden in Ohio at +4. Biden at +5, Biden at +4, +1, and Trump with 94% reporting is winning by +8. So here's the thing. Frank Lutz, who was a poster that you would see, he was once a big guy, kind of lost some weight. He was at Fox News a bunch. He was in the emails back and forth with Hunter saying, I called that debate with Paul Ryan for your dad, right? Do you remember that? Well, he said if Trump wins, then all the pollsters should be fired, but he said it in a way like there's no way he wins.
Right.
But they won't fire themselves.
Right.
But these numbers are not okay. These numbers of +5 for Biden and it goes +8, that's 13% off. Like,
That's literally like the weatherman saying, it is going to be sunny tomorrow, 100%, plan for your outdoor events or whatever, and then all of a sudden you get 3 feet of snow.
Right.
It's going to be 85 and sunny. Tomorrow you wake up, it's 3 feet of snow.
That's like saying the traffic's clear, go ahead and turn, and there's a car speeding right down at you. Isn't it? Because that's 13-point swing.
Right.
That's not like within the margin of error. Right? That's not the margin of error there.
Oh, Patriot Gallery says Oklahoma win for Trump. Yeah, apparently all
there
the
was
states
a flip. There was a flip we were looking at in Oklahoma.
For
I don't know if that
Congress
held. That
seat?
held in the county. I have to check that. I have to recheck that out. That was there was a congressional seat in Oklahoma. We'll have
Can you
to check
check it
out.
right now? I can look at the comments.
No, I don't want to check it right now.
Okay.
I'm tired. I want to take a break. And here's what's so funny is that Fox News reporters keep talking about how tired they are, and somebody tweeted out, Trump did 15 rallies in 3 days. Just buck it up. This is your job. How much you get paid?
Oh my gosh, I know. Like,
I don't get paid to do this.
Pennsylvania, they're like packing it in. You know, they packed it in at like 10:30.
Abby Johnson,
like 10:30. They packed
Abby
it in.
Johnson. Trump is going to win this election. Americans have spoken.
Yes.
Richard Grinnell, the media's polls were very wrong, but they won't admit it. Trump is currently up in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. So the media will now help the Democrats extend deadlines to go looking for additional votes over the next days.
I love what Grace says here. There is no way Biden won any state. You know, Grace, you and I are a lot alike. Because I'm looking at Trump with his sea of people in every area that he went, hitting it so hard. Okay, people would find out that Trump was going to show up like 4 hours in advance, and all of a sudden they can garner 30,000 people to show up, and Biden can't fill 6 circles, and you're trying to tell me that man's going to win the president seat? It's not going to happen.
If you're watching the count in Arizona, Trump is really climbing quickly. Pastor Mark Burns, 9 minutes ago. Dear fellow Republicans, calm down about Michigan, North Carolina, Georgia, and Pennsylvania all leaning Trump.
We are the watcher.
Once those are called, it's 277.
Exactly. It says, these 2 ladies, I think you mean us. You said the 2 ladies for senators in Ohio, 2024. Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm this close. I'd rather get married and have babies, but I don't have any prospects right now, okay? If that doesn't work out for me, still hoping for that one, I may go into politics. Who knows, okay? Definitely Leah. Not sure I have the brains for it, but Leah does. Definitely Leah. I will be with you all the way.
Just some numbers right before we sign off. Trump
Congress
is up 4 in Wisconsin with 85% in. 9 in Michigan with 62% in. Up 14 in Pennsylvania with 64% in. And up 6 in Georgia
with 87% in.
And then Joe Biden says that they're on the... It's just crazy.
This is unbelievable. It ain't over. It's going to take time to count the votes.
This press conference of Joe Biden was planned in advance. Journalist question of the night. Are they orchestrating a contested election?
Of course they are. Of course they are. Patriot Gallery, Pennsylvania is 57-42. Trump in the lead there right now. Sue Calsaka is projecting 311 for Trump.
Did they put a thing on Biden's speech that said this could be false? Because Biden said that they were up and going to win.
I know, exactly. They censored Trump's tweet. And Biden stands up there and says, we're going to win. Thank you.
Right Side Broadcasting says, call Georgia and North Carolina for Trump right now. There's no way Biden comes back from these deficits.
It would be unbelievable. She says, Lerner says, Michelle, you do have the brains for it. Thank you. You're my new best friend. I'll send your check in the mail. And you will be blessed with a great family. Thank you. Thank you. First resistance chick president in 2024, says Edward Wallace. Now we're talking. Yes.
All right, I'm going to Kimberly Strasse one more time.
Oh, my gosh. Sean, you must be from somewhere else. You're saying good morning. Did you just wake up? It's a good morning. We're going to win. All day long we're winning. Jeez. Jesus says, C-SPAN says, we are on track to win this election. Joe Biden.
I'd like to put on record the polls. CNBC had Biden up 3 in Florida. The Quinnipiac had Biden up 5 in Florida. Again, Trump won Florida by 3.5 percentage points. That's a swing of over 8. And again, it's like telling people it's clear, and you just go outside and just get hit by a car.
Exactly. All right, let me see. Patricia says, I'm interested in your view why the voting numbers in each state are still so close. I have my own theory, but I'm thankful the president is in. Honestly, I think that they're so they're so close. A, because they're cheating, and B, because they're cheating. No, it's just true. It's really true. Hannah wants to know what happened to Kim Klacik. All right, now Kim did not get her seat
in Baltimore,
but she had a giant uphill battle there. But all of these people, like a Kim Klacik or Laura Loomer, and I can't remember that young man, very, very young man, in the wheelchair. What is his name? Anyway, all of these people that don't win, they have bright futures. Very bright futures, not just for running for political seats, but their voice now is huge. It's just huge.
Okay, let's sign off.
All right. Cheaters never prosper, says Edward Wallace.
Listen, we found out last time, was it 2 a.m. or 2:30? It was really late.
It was like 2 a.m. Yeah.
I don't know if we'll see that this time. I was kind of hoping we would, but we could see those 4 states come in, and then it would be over. So just pray so we can get to bed.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I'm going to schedule this stream for. Now, hang on. Someone says, wait a minute. Hannah says, "Darn, I hope they get in next time." I think Cawthorn got in. Madison Cawthorn was the young man that I was just talking about. He's 25 in Asheville, North Carolina. How
do you spell his last name?
It's Cawthorn. I would love. He's a young member of Congress. Woo! Hot diggity dog. Oh my gosh, he won. Thank you, Jesus. See? Thank you. Now, I don't know if he was running against an incumbent or it was just like an open seat.
I think he might have won the primary.
Okay. That doesn't matter though. This young man is going to be a world changer. Watch out for him. I tell you what, he's 25. His future, I could see him as president. His future looks very, very, very bright. So, all right, we will definitely sign off. We'll be back roughly around 2:30, maybe in an hour-ish, and hopefully have more to bring to you.
His opponent, Mo Davis, was an Air Force colonel.
Wow. His opponent obviously couldn't hack it. Yep. Couldn't hack it. And you know what? I don't think that he was getting a sympathy vote. I think they were voting for him because he's competent. Is he the youngest member of Congress?
Seat.
No, he didn't. Gosh, you just want to pinch the little cheeks.
He took Mark Meadows' seat.
Oh, so competent. All right, we really are going to go. Keep following Leah on Twitter. She will continue to be retweeting out all of these updates, and then join us back here in an hour. I hope you guys are having as much time as we are.
Are you having a much time?
As much of a good time. It's late. Very late. Plus, we just did daylight savings, so my body still feels like it's 2:30. Okay. All right. We love you guys. God loves you, and God bless. See you in a little bit.
They're tough.
It's cold.